So I'm Arnaud, I'm producer of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag working in Singapore. So historically I started on Assassin's Creed 4 about 2 years ago when the project started, and we decided to build that game based on the naval part that was built and created for Assassin's Creed 3 and was already extremely promising. And with this promise we wanted to extend the naval part of Assassin's Creed in the Assassin's Creed 4 by doing a pirate game, which you're about to discover now. So in the game, in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, you will discover over 30 different ships. Some of them will be very generic, so you will discover some sloop, you will discover some frigates, some schooner, you will discover some brig. You will discover also some very unique ships that used to be the ships of the famous pirate. For example, the Queen Anne's Revenge of Blackbeard, which is very famous. It was a frigate, a huge frigate, is very accurately represented in the game. For the Jackdaw itself, which is the second main character of the game, what we wanted to do is to give the pirate feeling of the ship. So we wanted to have a ship which is fast also, but can be powerful enough to take down and take over the frigates or even the biggest man of war that you can encounter on the sea, the man of war powered by the British or by the Spanish. So we have created a very special ship here. That's a ship that doesn't exist at all. Basically, it's based on the brig. We started with the shape of a brig because the brig is a very fast ship and is a ship that a lot of pirates were using to get an advantage in terms of speed over their opponent. So we started with that ship, and after we extended a bit the proportion of the ship so it can carry more cannons, more crew, and can be a very powerful opponent on the sea. We started to work on the technology of the ocean on Assassin's Creed 3. It was the really first piece of technology that allows us to recreate all the different conditions you can find in a real life on the sea. So going from Beaufort 0 to Beaufort 12, which is the real scale that are used by sailors to describe the condition of the sea. So you can go on a very calm sea, but also on a very rough sea with the highest wave you can imagine having during a storm. So it was all of that technology was created already on Assassin's Creed 3, and it's also technology that's not only represent the sea but allow us to play with the sea. It is a very interactive ocean that you can play with, and we manage to use the physics of the ship and to simulate the physics of the ships working together with this ocean. On Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, we pushed the limit of that technology to be even more realistic, and we pushed the graphics of it to have a very next-gen ocean looking. And it's not only a beautiful ocean, because you can expect that in the Caribbean the sea is beautiful, but it's also a very dangerous ocean, because depending on the condition of the ocean, if when the waves start to be big, when you start to have a very high buffer, it's going to be much more difficult to sail during that condition. What we wanted to have at the very beginning when we started to work on the game was that feeling of controlling the ship and starting to mastering the ship and engaging with the wave on the proper way and also playing with the wind. That's something you will feel really in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. But obviously, since we are a game which is open to many people, we don't want it to have a pure simulation of sailing, which would not have fit what Assassin's Creed 4 player wants to play. So we also have a lot of action, and it's really possible to sail easily and to start and engage a lot of fight and have a lot of fun playing with your ship. There's people who are not very convinced about the sailing part of Assassin's Creed for Black Flag. The thing is, it's a very new feeling that they're gonna discover. It's the feeling of interactive with the world like they never did before. It's the feeling of exploration, of very open world that's bring a lot of opportunity and that will lead them to a lot of different activities that they cannot even suspect if it was only on the ground. Yes, we really wanted, and it's important for us to represent what was the Caribbean during the Golden Age of Piracy. And in Assassin's Creed, we love to say that history is our playground. And we really want to be accurate with history. We really want to represent what was the ship, what was the crew, where they were dressed, how was the sails, how was the emblems on the ships. And everything is very accurate according to history. some ships coming from the same country, like British or Spanish ships, can have some slight difference, and you will notice that, and they will not carry the same cargo, and they will not have the same strength. Some will have more cannons than others. Those with more cannon will be maybe slower than the other, and that's bring a lot of variety. We have more than 30 different kind of ships in the game, so again, that's a lot of variety to play with when you are just sailing. In all Assassin's Creed, history is a playground, really, and we want to be accurate with all the events that happen at the time we choose for the game. So here it's all happening during the Golden Age of Piracy in the early 18th century, and this is happening around Nassau, which is in the Bahamas, and where the pirates have decided to get together and build their own republic in reaction against the Empire, the British and the Spanish Empire. So that was a reunion of free men who really wanted to get away from the empires represented by the British and the Spain, and decided to build their own republic. I think for the first time of the life of Assassin's Creed brand, we're giving to the player the opportunity to play with a huge open world, something completely open that they can explore and they can have a lot of fun with, and they can really discover a lot of opportunity to play in the Caribbean, in the Age of Piracy, and they're gonna play finally the pirate that they always dreamed to play.